So we're going to start off with our yarn, white yarn, and we're going to be wrapping the yarn around our fingers 2 times, and then we're going to take our hook, put it underneath these two, pull the working yarn underneath these two and twist like this, and then yarn over. So just put your hook underneath the white yarn and pull through. So there's your magic ring. And now, still holding on to it with your 2 fingers, we are going to make 6 single crochets. And to do a single crochet, we go underneath these 2 again, yarn over and pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through. So that's 1 single crochet. Again, let's do it. Put your hook underneath these 2, yarn over, pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through. Three, 4, 5, 6. So now that we're done making the 6 single crochets, we're going to take our thumb and we're going to put it in the middle, in the hole, and then we're going to take this yarn tail, you see, the one with the shorter end, and you're going to gently tug on it and see which one of these 2 pieces tightens. And so I'm going to pull on it gently, and for me it's the one on the left. So I'm going to remove my finger from the hole and pull on the one on the left a little bit to tighten the one on the right. And then once you've tightened it, you're going to pull back again onto this one, and there you go. And then we are going to take a stitch marker and we're going to put it in this loop, in the stitch, the stitch that's like farthest, if it can focus. You see that one? Yes. It's the stitch closest to our loop that's on our hook. So it's this one. You see, this is our loop, and this is the stitch closest to our loop. So just put a stitch marker to know when the round ends. And every time you reach the end of the stitch marker, you're going to be making whatever stitch the pattern tells you to make, and then you're going to put the stitch marker back. Okay? So now we're going to increase, and to do an increase, we just insert our hook into the stitch, the first stitch, and then we are going to yarn over and pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through. So that's 1 single crochet, and an increase is 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. So we're going to go back into that same stitch, this one that I went in before, and we're going to yarn over, pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through. Again, to do an increase, it's 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. So you already know how to make a single crochet, so you just go into the next stitch, and you may notice, in case you don't know, it has like two sides to it, so you're going into both of them, and then you're gonna yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through both. So that's 3 and then 4. So I made my second increase, and now we are going to increase again all around. Next, we are going to do 1 single crochet and then 1 increase in the next stitch. So to do that, we do 1 single crochet in the first stitch, and then 1 increase in the next stitch. So you see I'm going into the next stitch, and I'm going to increase, and then 1 single crochet, and then 1 increase, and keep doing that all around. So 1 single crochet, and then 1 increase, and so on. We are going to do 2 single crochets, so 1 single crochet in the first stitch, and then another single crochet in the second stitch, and then we are going to increase in the third stitch. And then again repeat 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and an increase. So now we are going to do 3 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1 increase in the fourth stitch. And keep doing that all around. So now we are going to do 4 single crochets, 1 in each stitch, and then 1 increase. So 2, 3, 4, and then 1 increase. So now for the next 2 rounds, we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all around. So just 1 single crochet in 1 stitch, another single crochet in another stitch, and so on until you reach the stitch marker. And then you're going to do 1 single crochet in that stitch that had the stitch marker, and then you're going to place the stitch marker back there. And you're going to know that the round is over once you reach the stitch marker and you do the single crochet in the stitch marker. So I'm almost done with the round, and now I just have 1 more single crochet in that stitch marker's place. So I'm gonna do 1 single crochet, and then that means we've just ended our round. And then we're just going to put the stitch marker back in its place and start round 2. And then again, you finished round 2 once you reach the stitch marker, do the single crochet in it, and that's it. So now we're going to start to decrease, and so the pattern says to do 4 single crochets, 1 in each stitch, and then 1 decrease. And to do a decrease, you basically go into the front loops of the first and the second stitch. So the front loop is the part of the stitch that's facing towards us, and so this one, you know how like it has 2 parts, remember I told you, and like you can split it? Yeah, it's the part that's closest to us when we are crocheting. So it's this one. And so we're going into the first front loop, and then we're going to go into the next front loop of the next stitch, like the one right next to it. And then yarn over and pull through both loops. And then you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. So again, 4 single crochets. And then a decrease. So front loop of the first stitch, and then front loop of the stitch right next to it. Yarn over and pull through these 2 loops. I don't know if it shows. These 2 loops. Not the one here. No, don't go through this one. So just go into through the 2 loops. Now you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and go through the remaining 2 loops. And that's how you decrease. So now you're just gonna do 3 single crochets in 3 different stitches, and then 1 decrease, and continue doing that all around. So now we're gonna do 2 single crochets and then 1 decrease, 2 single crochets, 1 decrease all around. So now we're just going to stuff the head before finishing it off. So just put as much as you need. Now we're going to do 1 single crochet and then 1 decrease, 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. So now we're going to fasten off, and to do that I like to do a slip stitch. So insert your hook into the next stitch as if you're going to do like a single crochet or whatever. yarn over and pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook, and then just pull through the other loop. So instead of yarning over and pulling through the loops, you're just gonna insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through as well the second loop. And yeah, then you can just leave a little bit of a tail, not too short, like around this length, because we need to close off the circle, the hole. So now just get your plastic needle and go into the front loops only of these stitches. You can even skip like 1 stitch and go into the next loop, and then skip another stitch and go into the next loop, you know what I mean? So instead of, we're here, right? We're here. So instead of going into the one directly next to it, we can go and skip and go into the one after that. You know what I mean? And yeah, just keep doing that. And then just gently pull on the tail so that the hole closes, like this. And so now it's closed. And just insert it in the middle, and take it out somewhere. So I'm gonna poke it out here. And there you go. And then I just like to poke it out through other directions, just to make sure it doesn't unravel. And then I just cut this part of the yarn and I hide the remaining inside. You're gonna take your secondary color and you're gonna make the hood. And to make the hood, it's basically the same steps as the head, but you're gonna basically make from 6 single crochets in a magic ring up until 1 single crochet in each stitch for the next 2 rows. And then you're going to do an extra 1 single crochet in each stitch until you reach the stitch marker, you know? So instead of doing 2 rounds of just single crochets in each stitch, you're gonna make it 3 rounds, okay? And then you're gonna come back. Now you're gonna do 4 single crochets and then 1 decrease, 4 single crochets, 1 decrease, all around. So now make sure to put the head inside the hood, and we're going to do 3 single crochets and then a decrease. So crochet basically while the head is inside the hood. And finally do 2 single crochets and then a decrease all around and fasten off. That's it, and you're done. Cut your yarn and leave a little bit of a tail so that you can weave in the ends. So I made 5 single crochets in a magic ring, and now I'm gonna increase 5 times. Now I'm gonna do 1 single crochet, increase all around. So now for 2 rounds, I'm just gonna do 1 single crochet in each stitch. Now we are going to make 1 single crochet, 1 decrease all around. And then do 2 rounds of single crochet. Now we're going to lightly stuff it and then slip stitch and fasten off. That's it. So for the body, you're going to take your white yarn and you're going to follow the same exact steps as the head and the hood up until 3 single crochets and then 1 increase. So now for the next 5 rounds, just single crochet in each stitch and then slip stitch and cut your yarn. So I made 6 single crochet in a magic ring, and now for 7 rounds, we're just going to single crochet in each stitch and then fasten off. Now we're gonna take another shade of pink and we are going to make a slip knot. And so to do that, simply make a loop like this and then flip it to the opposite side like this. And then you see that yarn in the middle? We are going to put it on our hook, and then these 2 yarn tails, we are going to pull on them. And there's our slip knot. And so now we are going to chain 20. So to chain 20, we just wrap the yarn around our hook and then pull through. Wrap the yarn around your hook and pull through. Wrap the yarn around your hook and pull through, and then just continue doing that. And then make sure to chain an extra one, because we are going to go from not the first chain, which is this one. We're going to go into the second chain from our hook, which is this one. So not this one that we just chained, the second one. And we are going to make single crochets all along. So go into each chain and do single crochets until you reach the end. And then just make sure you count, because you don't want it to get wrong, so that the edges are even. I single crochet 20, so 1 in each stitch, and I ignored the 21st stitch, remember, because we started from the second chain from our hook. And now we are going to turn our work like this and just do 2 rows of single crochets. So again, 1 in each stitch. Go in, yarn over and pull through, and then go in, yarn over and pull through, and keep doing that for 2 rounds. So now you're going to chain 1 and then cut your yarn and leave a very long tail, because that is gonna be used to wrap the bow. And yeah, now what we are gonna do is we are going to take the yarn tail that we left, you know, the extremely long tail. So then we're going to fold our bow like this, and we're going to go through the edges and sew it up together. So go into each stitch and just sew it up together. And then make sure you also go along the horizontal line on this side. We need to sew this also closed. So just go into this stitch and the stitch in front of it, like opposite to it, and just keep doing this. I reached the end and I sewed everything up, and now I'm going to take my yarn needle and I'm going to poke it out towards the middle, like facing. So I poked it out from here and I aimed at the middle. And now we can wrap the yarn around the bow so that it becomes more defined. And make sure to leave like a tail. So don't wrap the whole yarn tail that you left, because you're supposed to use it to sew it on to the head. I made 6 single crochets in a magic ring, and now we're just going to increase 6 times. Now for 2 rounds, we're just going to single crochet in each stitch. So I made 6 single crochets in a magic ring, and now I'm going to increase 6 times. And now we are going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all around, and then for this one we're going to fasten off, but then we're going to repeat the same exact steps to make the second half, but we do not fasten off. I finished my second half of the heart and I made sure to not fasten off, and now we're going to join the first and the second half together. So to do that, you see where we slip stitched, you'll find it where the yarn is attached. The stitch right next to it is where we're going to insert our hook. And then we are going to take the working yarn tail, the one that's already connected to the skein of yarn, and we are going to make a slip stitch. So yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through both. So that is our first single crochet, and now we are going to do 11 more single crochets in this half. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and now we need to make our 12th single crochet. So to do that, push your yarn, like the one that we left, the yarn tail, from the first half of the heart, and we are going to go into the closest stitch. So for me it's this one, so I'm just going to go and make a single crochet. And there I connected, or I did the first half. And now we are going to go into the second half of the heart, and we are going to insert our hook here. This is the first stitch, and do 12 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then just remove the stitch marker and make your 12th stitch. Now we're going to do 1 single crochet, and make sure that you go in this one and you do not miss it. It's right next to where we stopped. So yeah, make sure you go in. So 1, and then decrease. And then 1, and then decrease. And then 1, and then decrease. Then single crochet for this round all around. So 1 single crochet in each stitch. So you may have noticed that there's a gap between the 2 hearts, or heart halves. And so basically I just used the yarn tail that I left from the first leg, and I'm going to turn my work inside out, and I'm just going to sew the holes closed. So to do that, simply, you see where it's coming from. It's coming from this direction. So I'm going to poke my yarn needle from this direction, okay? And then pull through, and then poke my yarn needle in that direction, and you're just going to keep poking it in this direction. And make sure that you're actually like tightening it, and making sure that you're not skipping like any places that has a gap, because you don't want a gap in your heart. And then you can flip your work back and see that we've connected it. Now I'm gonna do 2 single crochets and then 1 decrease all around. I'm going to stuff my halves. Now we're going to decrease all around, and then we're gonna slip stitch and fasten off, and then sew the hole closed. I chained 15, and now we are going to go into the second chain from our hook. So not this one, not the first one, the second one, so this one. And we are going to make a half double crochet, and to make a half double crochet, you're gonna yarn over, and then you're gonna insert your hook into the second chain from the hook, and yarn over and pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. So that's the first thing. And then we are going to do a double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's the second, that's the third stitch from our hook. And now we are going to do another double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And then we are going to make a half double crochet again. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And then we are going to slip stitch 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then make a, we're gonna reverse now what we just did. So we're gonna do a half double crochet first, and then a double crochet, and then another double crochet, and then a half double crochet. And then chain 1 and cut your yarn. So now we are going to sew on. So to sew on, you basically take a piece from the hood, like this. And then you're gonna take a piece from the ear, and make sure you go through both sides of the ear. And then you're gonna take another piece from the hook, from the hood. And then you're gonna take another piece, and so on. And just keep repeating that for practically everything. So for the arms, you're gonna take a piece from the body, and then a piece from the arm itself, and so on. All right, guys, so this is the final product. I think it turned out super cute. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed this tutorial, and let me know what else I should make.